Today we're going to do a route called Sawtooth Figure 8, and it starts at the Sawtooth Trailhead, which is why I'm standing here. This is the end of the pavement that comes off the road that leads into the staging area. It's only a couple hundred yards up to here, but it just demonstrates that any car can come up here and park in one of these spots and offload your bike and start your ride. So it's super easy, accessible mountain bike ride. And so I'm going to the second parking lot here, and this is where the ride starts. And this is Lower Sawtooth. Kind of got this gravel section. You see this sign. And here's the start of the trail. I'm going to videotape sections of the trail that are sort of indicative of the type of riding that you'll see on this trail. And this is one of those sections that's really smooth and level. Very few rocks like those. And super beginner trail here. The figure 8 of it is that you follow mostly the Sawtooth Trail. I think you do the whole Sawtooth Trail with an addition of, I think they call it Timber Cruise, which will be the last part of it. I'm doing it as a figure 8 route because the figure 8, the route itself kind of gets a little bit more difficult as it goes on. I think it's still a beginner route, though there's sections that are intermediate that you would need to walk if you're a beginner. The other point I want to make is I'm focusing on e-bikes on this video because I realize having both, some trails are just more enjoyable on a pedal assist bike and others are more enjoyable without pedal assist. And this one I really enjoy with pedal assist. I'm still in near the staging area. There's a lot of bailout points. That was one of them I just crossed. A very short ride that I take my grandson on. But if you ever get too tired or you feel like the trail's going to be too difficult, you can get off the trail and ride back to the staging area to your car real easily. So we've just been riding through a very smooth section as I've been talking here. I'll keep it rolling because this is probably the more rocky section of this lower part. So Lower Sawtooth. It's really nice and flowy, and they did a bunch of work on it here a couple weeks ago to smooth out some of these corners, and so it makes it really nice. I still have some rocks, which I think is good because it gets you used to some other trails if you're looking to advance into intermediate. It just rained the night before last, kind of snowed almost at this level, and has brought the dust down. The weather's a little more crisp, and it's just perfect riding weather right now. You can get up to this area in the next couple of weeks. It's probably the most ideal time if you're riding a mountain bike up here. And here's a really rocky section. I'm going to kind of ride this at a moderate pace. I think I'm probably what you call an advanced rider. And here's a nice section they moved out. And so probably riding at an intermediate pace. Yeah, here's another section they really cleaned up. And here's a section that if you're a beginner you might walk. But it'd be great if you could try it. Nice viewpoint you come to here. Great place for an early break. And you see the Truckee River down below. Most of this area I've been riding in this lower section has been pretty flowy and smooth, like this. They did create a little bypass right there. I just went by. So this section of the trail is accessible for a bike that has maybe a tri bike that's wider on the trail. So that was a short little section of trail that just about finished with here. That is the lower Sawtooth. And then on this route, as a figure eight, we'll take the trail a left right here. And then we come to a little parking staging area. And then right across the road is a trailhead to keep going on Sawtooth Trail. And there's actually two trails here. One's Wood Splitter and the jump trail, which says no uphill travel because people come down that with jumps. And there's one we're going to take, which is Sawtooth Trail. Nice signage here. This is that little section I was talking about. Got some rocks. Beautiful forest floor kind of riding. And I'm doing about 18 miles an hour right now, and slow down to 15 for some of these turns. Could do them faster if you really push it, but just a lot of fun. You have to watch for people coming the other way because it's definitely a two-way trail. Coming up to a road crossing here, but we go straight across, so it's pretty clear. Trail goes straight across. You see the no motorcycle rider. No motorcycles on this trail. Okay, I just pulled up to another road, and this one can be confusing. So as you cross this road, there's not a clear trail going across, because that's not the trail. You want to take the roadways. There is actually a trail right there, which can be confusing. That's not it. That's a motorcycle trail. So you want to just follow this road down very short distance until you see this sign on the left. Not to be confused with the direction you actually need to travel. It says trail to the right, which is right there. And that's the Sawtooth Trail. So now we'll follow this. This trail is just so nice right now with the rain we had. Okay, we're coming up to the end of this little section of the Sawtooth Trail, and we're going to cross the road again. And the road is again the 06 Fire Road. A little sign here, and here's the 06 Fire Road, and we're going to go straight across as part of the figure eight loop. But if one was to want to quit riding the single track, you head down that road, there's one climb, and you drop right back down into the Sawtooth staging area. So, but we're just going to go straight across right here. come to a trail fork and turn right. Yeah, if there's one thing that's consistent about the turns on this whole loop, is they're not berms. Not meant to be taken really fast, so I think that's good. It doesn't have real steep downhills, and so it's flowy without berms. This little section you are on a bit of a side hill, but not much. That's kind of it. And it's not, the video probably makes it look like it's steep down there, but it feels very safe to me. More beautiful forest. And little rocky sections like this. And then it's gone. So up here is an alternate. You don't have to take it, but there's a great view, and it's a short distance. It says a 1/4 mile loop, which I'm sure is accurate. You just follow this little trail. And here we go. See off to Palisades, Tahoe out there, Truckee River, and Highway 89 down below. And that direction is Truckee. Then we just head back, keep going into a loop, and it takes you right back where you started. Right here, and you come back up. Now we're back on the regular trail. A little rocky section in here, which has been cleaned up recently, which is nice. And you have this flat section till we hit a hilly section, or a hilly rocky section, which is the most difficult part of the whole route. This. And then you got this surprise little turn with rocks, which has got to climb. Gotta remember, I think this may be the beginning of the more difficult. So somebody might have to walk through that little section, which would be, a minute, and then back to riding. I'm gonna keep the camera rolling here. I think this is the more difficult part of the trail, or one of the two, maybe. This is smoothed out. This is not bad. Little boulders there, if you can avoid them, you can just keep going. And then this probably gets a little intimidating. It's not hard, but you see a rock staring you in the face. Bumpy. And then you're done. It's smooth and then rocky and smooth and rocky. See, this is kind of windy rocky. And windy rocky can be hard when you're just getting started because you generally slow down at a turn, and then that's when your tires get stuck on rocks. See, this is, again, rocky section. I could see somebody, my wife, walking through this section. She's getting better because she's been riding this kind of stuff. Okay, this is, we're about to the end of it here. Now we're going to go downhill. It's a small little spot. A big rock right there, just roll over it. And that was it. That was the toughest part of the whole trail. And then we come down here, and instead of going straight, because that's where we came from, we turn right. And we come back to the all-familiar Forest Service Road at 06. And then you just cross this section here. You go up a little ways, not very far. This is uphill. And to the left is a little trail called Timber Cruise. Awesome little trail, and takes us right back to the staging area that we started. Connect in with Happy Face that comes up from the staging area. When I get to the end here, I'll check my computer and see how far or how long this took. It is a 9.63, but I turned this on a little late, so I'm guessing a little over 10 miles. Rode it on boost the whole way, and it took me 41 minutes. You add to that about 5 or 10 minutes, so 45. So it's about an hour ride for an intermediate, maybe an hour and a half for a beginner, I think. And that was the Sawtooth Figure 8 loop route.